So picture this for a second. It's the mid-90s, you're cruising down the street, and every car enthusiast kid has a poster of either a Supra, an RX-7, or a Honda Prelude. It was one of those cars that wasn't just about going fast. It was about style, personality, and that feeling of being connected to the road. Fast forward to today, and Honda has done something that I honestly didn't think they'd do again. They brought the Prelude back. Yes, the 2026 Honda Prelude Hybrid is here. And it's not just a nostalgic throwback. It's Honda's way of saying, we can still make cars that stir your heart, even in a world of hybrids and electric vehicles. And the best part? They've added this quirky, almost cheeky feature that's going to split opinions right. Down the middle, simulated gear shifts. Stick with me, because wait till you hear how that feels behind the wheel. Now, when you first lay eyes on the 2026 Honda Prelude Hybrid, it's pretty clear this isn't just a reskinned Accord coupe. Honda really leaned into the heritage of the original, giving it those sleek coupe proportions, a long hood, a slightly tucked roofline, and just enough muscle in the fenders to let you know this isn't a boring commuter. There's a sense of balance to the design, like it doesn't scream at you, but the more you look, the more details you catch. The front end has that low, aggressive nose with slim LED headlights, a clean grille that almost looks like a mix between the new Civic and the Acura Integra, and just enough gloss black to feel sporty without being overdone. Walk around the side, and you'll notice the silhouette really matters here. The Prelude has always been about that low, wide stance, and Honda nailed it again. The coupe profile is clean, with flush door handles, sculpted side panels, and a set of wheels that, honestly, look like they could belong on a concept car. Out back, the taillights stretch across the trunk in a way that feels modern but definitely winks at the old Prelude DNA. Here's something you'll love. They didn't make it oversized. In an era where every car seems to get bigger and heavier, the 2026 Prelude stays sleek and manageable. It's the kind of car you'll glance back at in a parking lot. You know, that little ritual where you can't resist one more look because it just looks that good. Open the door, and the interior really tells you where Honda is aiming with this car. It's not a stripped-down sports coupe, but it's not a full-on luxury cruiser either. It's somewhere right in that sweet spot. You've got a clean, driver-focused cockpit with a low dash and a high-resolution digital cluster that can change themes depending on whether you're in eco, normal, or sport mode. There's a big central touchscreen, but here's what's nice. Honda hasn't gone completely buttonless. You still get physical climate controls, a volume knob, and just enough tactile switches to keep things intuitive. The seats are sporty, but comfortable with bolstering that holds you in place when you're pushing the car a little harder, yet soft enough that a road trip wouldn't feel punishing. Honda even added a two-tone interior option with contrast stitching, which makes it feel a bit more premium than you might expect. And if you're wondering about tech, yes, the 2026 Honda Prelude Hybrid comes loaded. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, a premium sound system that actually packs some punch, wireless charging, and a suite of Honda sensing safety features. That means adaptive cruise, lane keeping, blind spot monitoring, the works. It's not just about nostalgia, it's about giving you everything you'd expect in a modern car. Now, let's talk about the heart of this car, the hybrid powertrain. This is where things get interesting. Under the hood, the Prelude Hybrid uses a 2.0-liter four-cylinder paired with Honda's latest two-motor hybrid system. Together, you're looking at around 200 to 220 horsepower, depending on final tuning, and about 220 pound-feet of torque. On paper, that might not sound earth-shattering, but remember, this isn't supposed to be a Type R. The Prelude has always been about balance, about delivering sporty driving without going over the top. And with the hybrid setup, you get smooth power delivery, excellent fuel economy. We're talking somewhere around 45 miles per gallon combined, and here's the kicker. Honda added simulated gear shifts. Yes, you heard that right. Even though it's a hybrid with an eCVT, Honda programmed in fake gear changes that mimic the rise and fall of revs as if you're rowing through a traditional automatic. Some people are going to roll their eyes, but here's where it gets cool. It actually makes the driving experience feel more engaging. You get paddle shifters behind the wheel, and when you tug on them, the car responds with a little jolt and a rev flare that tricks your brain into thinking you're working through real gears. It's playful, it's unexpected, and it keeps that sporty spirit alive. Think of it like playing an electric guitar through an amp that adds just the right distortion. It's not the same as the raw thing, but man, it still makes you smile. And speaking of driving, let me paint you a picture. You slide into the Prelude, fire it up, and you're greeted with this quiet hum as the hybrid system wakes up. Pull out of your driveway, and in normal mode, it's smooth, efficient, easy. But tap into sport mode, and suddenly the steering weights up, the throttle sharpens, and those fake gear shifts come alive. On a twisty back road, the 2026 Honda Prelude Hybrid feels planted. The low stance, the wide track, and that clever suspension tuning give you confidence. It's not going to snap your neck with acceleration, but it carves corners with a grace that feels almost old-school Honda. You get that light, nimble vibe, the kind that makes you want to keep driving just a little longer. And let's be real, with gas prices being what they are, getting sports car fun while sipping fuel at hybrid levels is not a bad deal at all. Price-wise, Honda hasn't gone crazy here. The 2026 Prelude Hybrid is expected to start around $32,000 to $35,000 depending on trims. That puts it in an interesting spot. It's more affordable than an Acura Integra Type S, cheaper than a Toyota GR86 once you load that up, and it undercuts entry-level BMW 2 Series models by a wide margin. Sure, the Prelude doesn't have the raw speed of some of those competitors, but it offers a blend they can't quite match: hybrid efficiency, Honda reliability, and that iconic nameplate. Now let's be fair, no car is perfect. On the Pro side, you've got that sharp styling, a fun driving experience, a solid interior, and excellent fuel economy. On the con side, some enthusiasts are going to be disappointed that there's no manual transmission option. The simulated gear shifts are fun, but they're not the same as actually rowing your own gears. And while the Prelude Hybrid is quick enough for daily driving and spirited runs, if you're looking for tire-smoking acceleration, you might want to look elsewhere. But here's where I land. The 2026 Honda Prelude Hybrid isn't about trying to beat everyone else's numbers. It's about reviving a name that meant something, giving it a modern twist, and creating a car that makes you feel something when you drive it. And in a world where so many cars are starting to feel the same, that's worth celebrating. So, if you've ever loved the Prelude, or if you're just looking for a stylish, efficient coupe that's actually fun, the 2026 Prelude Hybrid deserves a spot on your radar. It's not just nostalgia for nostalgia's sake. It's proof that Honda still knows how to build a car with soul. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the new Prelude, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss our next review. We've got plenty more exciting cars to talk about, and trust me, you won't want to miss them.